Ladies and gentlemen, call Brister. The groove. Let's go. The groove. The groove.
Staring at your picture at work, thinking all about everything we've ever done. My boss gets mad, cause I'm smiling, so texting, I love Lisa, you. I almost want to punch out, then I'm punching in again. Put some extra hours on the clock. I'm driving faster, cause I know that after I'll be with you. And I can name a million things that you naturally do. I don't just love you, babe, I love you some. You, I love me some. Okay, y'all gotta help me do this serious song. I love me some. Thank you. I love me some. As I make my way back home, I pass the flower man, pick you up some roses just because. Then I get a text reply from you, me. It says, I've been thinking all day about you. You've been working hard. I got your bubble bath. Come up the stairs. I'll be waiting there. Hashtag I like you too, boo. I can name a million things that you naturally do. I don't just love you, babe, I love me some. I love me some. You gotta do that really good. Some you need to take this. I love me some. Ooh, it might seem crazy, but I'm crazy about your love. I don't mind saying that I love you. Walking through the neighborhood with you looking so good. Everything is everything. I know they're staring. Well, let them. Well, in fact, I'll give them an interview. Well, ask me, I'll tell everyone the key to love is keep it fun, fresh, unpredictable, sexy, respectful. Girl, you hold me down and you turn my world around. And I can name a million things that you naturally do. I don't just love you, babe, I love me some. Oh, you sound really good. I love me some. See, you know you like the whipped cream and the cherry on top. Ain't no doubt about it, baby. I love me some you. Well, I can name a million things that you naturally do. I don't just love you, baby, I love me some. You. All right, so it's time to bring our guest back, Mr. Barry Brisco. And I want you guys to check this out. This is Barry in action one more time. Or one more again. Here we go.
Didn't quite fit.
Amen, or preach, or whatever you people say. You church people, not you black people. Oh my God, fuck everything.
Can I say something?
Of course.
Bernie, it's totally fine and okay to be angry in life. We all get angry sometimes. You just need to let it out on a cup of tea till you figure out where to put it so it doesn't get in your way.
Thank you, Dantes. Where have you been hiding that?
It's time for Gold Rush Hour.
We did have a happy weekend.
You're welcome. Good.
What's that?
Oh, it's Nancy's painting of Colin and Janelle's dad.
No, 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 no.
Oh, man.
Oh man.
Bro, when I saw that, I was like dying. I was just rolling. That was so good, man. Congratulations on
Thank you, man. That was one of my favorite auditions of all time.
Wow. Okay. Well, this sounds like a story right there, man.
Yeah.
Can you give us the PG-13 version?
They didn't tell me to I knew that I was supposed to be getting painted nude with a sword in front of me. So I'm like, take off your clothes. You want this part? You really want this part? Take off your clothes. Find you a sword and deliver it the way they asked you to, man. And apparently I cracked them all up. And nailed it and got that part, man. But it's a really good series if you guys get a chance to check it out, though.
So with that in mind, how do you prepare? How do you prepare for nude scenes?
Take off your clothes. Shave. Prune. It's just like I'm telling you, it's like jumping in a pool of cold water. You know, you ease yourself into it. It's just going to be more and more and more and more and more and more uncomfortable. But if you just take off your clothes and then just walk into the room like Bill Murray in Stripes. Hey, what is this? Surprise party. What the heck? But I had an opportunity to travel the world with a show, and that was full frontal male nudity. And the very first time they asked me to do it, they were performing off Broadway, and it would have been with the biggest salary that I had made to date, performing in a show. And I said no. They were like, "What do you mean no?" I'm just like, "Perfect for this show. What do you mean no? You got to do this show." And I said, "Now my mother lives right across the bridge. Like, my mama lived right through that tunnel. And if she finds out that I'm standing on stage in New York naked, it will break her. She'd lose her mind." I couldn't explain to her that it wasn't porn or stripping or I wasn't on the pole or something like that. Like, "No, Ma, this is all bro. I don't give a god. Why you're naked on stage?" So I did it for the first time. I hid it from her because I went to Australia on tour. And I was like, my mother will never find out about this, but some reporter found my mama and told her. Yeah, and then they didn't care. And then, as a matter of fact, I performed that show in Vegas.
And the show you're talking about is Puppetry of the Penis.
Puppetry of the Penis, yes. I see, I was not saying it.
No. We're going to say it today. We're going to say it today.
Yeah, I had some people from school come out there. People was like, "Oh, you living in Vegas, Barry? We coming to Vegas." Joanne Taylor, Kathy Martin. And now I put them right in the shock seat right in front of me. Too, man. Well, we never saw this of you in school.
So people know, Puppetry of the Penis was about penile origami.
That's what they say. Yeah, it's basically that's the
clinical version.
Yeah, it's two dudes standing on stage, telling all the jokes about the penis. All the jokes are with and about the penis, and basically doing what all young teenage boys to men do. It's trying to see what they can actually do, but we did it on stage in front of like millions of people, and the famous people, and she never likes to tell. She never likes for it to get out there. But one of our we always have an opening comedian. Amy Schumer was one of our opening comedians.
Wow, I read that.
She doesn't like that to come out, but yeah, Amy, why don't you mention us, Amy? It's just good, stupid, honest comedy, but I mean, with just like, I mean, and you shouldn't be like, we was all born naked. The rest is drag.
All right, I like that. Listen, one more play I think I want to bring up, and it's sort of kind of in the news too. So Jesse Williams. Jesse Williams is reprised the role in Take Me Out.
Yes.
And for those who may not have heard, Jesse Williams is formerly from Grey's Anatomy, and he was in this play on Broadway called Take Me Out, which is about a baseball player who comes out at the height of his career, comes out as gay. And, a little research here and there, I found out that you actually played this role in LA.
Yes, I did. To rave reviews, I did. Once again, my nudity has gotten me in the front seat.
Right. The controversy about this was that the role required male frontal nudity. And it was Jesse Williams' first time. Yeah.
And it also requires there's a fight scene while you're naked too that needs to be strategically choreographed. But this play is such an incredible piece of work. I think Richard Greenberg just said to himself, like, what if Derek Jeter just like went up to that podium and accepted his MVP award and said, I'm gay, and didn't tell anybody, nobody knew, his teammates didn't know, and all of that. And so he made a play about it. And I mean, it is it's deep. It takes you there. I mean, and the nudity is just like, bonus. But it takes you there. But I had the opportunity to play that play. It must have been 10, 11 years ago. And that was, one of my greatest moments, because it's such a meaty piece of work that not everybody can do it. And you need to do it. You can't just get up there, or I have a good body, I can get naked. No. And that wasn't the case. And it's just like, no, can you make us believe everything that this character has to make the world believe? And I mean, I had the chops to do it. I mean, I was really proud of that work. Yeah.
It's one thing to do a love scene or a nude scene on film in a closed set with few people in the immediate space. That's one thing. But to do a dramatic role in front of an audience, naked, totally unclothed, what's the process you have to go through as an actor, especially as a male actor, where things can happen.
Yes, things can happen.
What's the process like?
If things happen, that's another bonus. I got my money's worth. Yes. You're gonna wait outside. They're gonna be like, "You were great. You were great." But when I'm on stage, that's what we changed from Barry Brister to Barry Brisco. When I'm on stage, I'm not there. I'm not really, I am who this person is, and this world is the world that we've created. I mean, if I'm in a shower scene, I'm taking a shower in this shower scene, and then I have to, if you're on stage, you have way too much to think about. I mean, and if you're into what you're doing, like if I had to sit there and I walked in and there was that, I said there was a fight in the shower scene, we were naked. And my character actually attacks another player because he's homophobic. And I have to put all of that together. I have to be, why am I mad? Why has it affected me? Oh, here he is. How do I feel about him? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do this safely so that with this water running, we're in a shower on stage. How am I going to do this safely? How am I going to protect him, protect me, protect myself, and to get all of the lines in, all of the emotion, and entertain this audience? When do I have time to see if people left the front seat? There's no time to see that. I mean, and so you're failing yourself as an actor or an actress. I mean, and you're on a Broadway stage. Those lights are hitting you good. You never see anybody. But I mean, your process of getting into your headspace is your rehearsal process. I mean, if you're taking rehearsal seriously from the beginning and you prepare yourself, I mean, it's not, I mean, people just like, oh, all you have to do is memorize lines and go out there and say them. No, you don't. You got to, I mean, I can tell if you're not feeling this emotion. I can tell. I mean, if you're feeling the emotion, but you got a stain on your shirt. I'm going to see it. Me, from the audience, and I assume that everybody in the audience is as bitchy as me. And I want perfection. I want Halle Berry in Monster Ball. I watched that show. I watched Monster Ball 3 times in a row to look for one flaw in her performance. I looked for one flaw. I didn't see one single flaw in her performance, But I mean, and I want to perform. I want to give a flawless performance, but that is, it's like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder. And so it needs to be a flawless performance for you. You got to walk away and say, God, I made them. You know what? I don't know if I made them feel it. I felt that. I felt that. That fight scene was good. That my crying scene was good. That death scene was good. And so, I mean, you got to do it for yourself. If you feel ridiculous, you got to change that. If you feel uncomfortable, you can't feel uncomfortable with what you're doing.
Right there, I wanted to ask you, are there certain types of roles or absolutely things that you absolutely, if you have the opportunity to say no to, that you would not do, or roles that you would not take?
I don't know, man. It would have to come out. I don't want to play a dead body. I don't want to say that. I wouldn't get into it. I don't think I could get into a bag and be zipped up, and I don't think I could lay in a coffin. I just don't think I could do it. I don't think I could. I mean, I don't think I could climb up in there. I don't think I would feel comfortable. I welcome challenges all over. I mean, I probably wouldn't want to play like a child molester or something like that. I just don't want. I would never want somebody. I mean, because if you see, there's actors that I've seen that have done that, and I still see them doing that. I don't want to. I don't want to do anything that that's people going to look at me weird. Even if I could be good at that, I don't think I want to be good at that. I could honestly say this isn't for me. It's just like I tried to play a rapist once, and I felt. I just really was just really bad at it. I was just like, I'm like, I could be really good. I did it. I did the role, and I was really good at what I was doing, but I felt bad.
You didn't feel good.
So bad. I felt so bad. I'm just like, I don't want to do this. I did get. Let me tell you this. I tore a set down, man. A movie set. I was working on this film. I'll tell you about it. I was working on this film, Toxic Avenger 4. And my character gets carried around in a brown paper bag by the Toxic Avenger. My head just does, because I get decapitated. It's a cult movie and all that stuff. And I'm just like, wow. So how do I get decapitated? How do I get decapitated? They would never tell me. They only gave you the sides of the day, and that was that. And so it was like all hush hush and secret. And so we filmed like all of these scenes where they put me in like this body brace, and I was just like kind of like, had the rope around my body. They were dragging me. They said, okay, let go of one arm, let go of another arm, let go of the leg, let go of the leg. And they pulled me away. So like all of my body was coming apart in pieces. So it's the last day. And we show up, we are shooting up in Poughkeepsie, New York, and there's this field. And so we pull up to this field, and it's like kind of off into the distance, I see a cross in the field. I'm just like, I'm like, y'all got a cross up in this field? What y'all got a cross up in this field for? And so I was like, all right, no big deal. So then I look around the corner, and this is now we're gonna film the decapitation scene. And I see this dummy, and they had made a mold in my head. They made like 3 molds in my head. And that we was using for the whole movie. The Toxic Avenger was carrying around, and we cut, and they actually had me in the bag talking and shit. Oh, excuse me. So when I turn around and I turn the corner, they got this dummy of me dressed exactly like me, tied up with a rope around its neck.
Ooh.
Tied to the back of a red truck.
Ooh.
Instantly, I realized that they was making fun of the gentleman that got dragged out of his house by the back of that truck and until they dragged him down the street in Georgia until his hair came off. And I said, y'all, who did this? I said, y'all can't do this. I said, y'all think this is funny? Who thinks this is funny? And I went right over to the writer. I said, you wrote this? You think this is funny? Y'all got me. Y'all got me. I said, y'all got me effed up. I said, y'all think that y'all going. I walked right over to that thing and I started taking the rope off the dummy's head. And then I'm the director. This is like Lloyd Kaufman of Trauma Films. And walks over, get him out of here. No, all of that belongs. Don't you touch that. That belongs to me. I said, what you going to? I said, somebody better come get this old man. Come get him. I took the rope off, everything, and then I took the head off the dummy. And I started storming off. I was like, get that van. Get this van. Get me out of here. We get the hell out of here. Whatever. And so then they're going to burn this cross. And they trying to tell me how it's all going to go. Oh, that's, the guy who's driving the truck is the original Toxic Avenger. And then, the Ku Klux Klan, Toxic comes along and he slams his face in the car battery. Then he comes up and his face is all black. And then the Ku Klux Klan comes along and thinks he's a black man. And then they string him up to the cross and burn him. I said, who the hell wrote this? I said, that's why y'all kept the script from me all this time. Man, I was mad. And I stormed off with my head. And a whole bunch of me. And then they still had enough footage of me already that they just used that, and then they did a lot of cuts back and forth with the stunt double. And it's in the movie, man. But I tore it out of me, but I stormed off. And they wrote a book called Make Your Own Damn Movie by Lloyd Kaufman and Trent Haga. And there's a whole chapter dedicated to me. It says how to get rid of an actor. About me tearing up the set, man. I was just like, I started grabbing stuff. I got real playing field real quick because you were trying to make a fool out of me and disrespecting this man. And I was like, and y'all wasn't going to use me to do that, And so that's, Barry will tear your set up and threaten to if you bring it to they brought that on themselves. I didn't do that. I was doing the Lord's work.
Wow. Hey, listen, we're gonna bring you back for one more final segment, man. I don't even know what to do here. But listen, guys. Oh my. This is the groove. This is exactly what it's all about. It's about living in your passion, living in your what you've dreamed of for your life, what you believe you've been created to do, and doing it and being inspired by those who are also living in the groove of their life. And Barry is going to be right back. A lot of artists deal with emotions. We deal with the ups and downs of life. So I want you guys to hear this new segment, Mental Health Moment. We have a mental health coach. He's going to just give a few good words of advice, and then we're going to bring Barry back for some final few questions.
Hello, everybody. This is Omar Lyles, the mental health, and I'm going to be talking about self-esteem. Self-esteem can actually come from people telling you that you're not going to be able to make it and that you're not going to be able to achieve anything. And it can actually come from your childhood. Someone told you that you were too short and you were too tall, you're too obese, you're underweight, those kinds of issues. And so we have to stop blaming ourselves and stop being critical about who we are as a person. We were all created for a purpose, and that purpose is to live in this world like everybody else and enjoy life too. So tell yourself that you are somebody and that you are going to be able to make it. Say some positive things about yourself, because we don't want anybody to start messing with us as individuals. See yourself as important in life too. And just don't go by what everybody else say. How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel as a person? Do you feel good? Do you feel that that you are worthy of living this life like everybody else is? Think about those things, all right? That's Moments from Omar Lyles, the mental health coach. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Peace.
Those are some good points. Hey, Barry, did you hear the mental health moment over there?
You gotta love yourself, man. That's the one thing. I mean, it's just like, to wake up in the morning at some point in time and remember who you are. And I mean, even if you've strayed from your path, how you get back on it is just like, have a conversation with yourself. Be your own best friend. Give yourself that advice. Don't let yourself walk into a bad situation. If you would sit there and wail up on one of your friends, like, what you doing? Don't do that. Don't drive drunk. Have those same conversations with yourself. If you're standing in front of a refrigerator and you having eating problems, don't eat that. That's not good for you. Why not have these conversations out loud with yourself? You must be your own best friend. I separate myself from my artist, and my artist is my best friend. And I treat my artist like gold. I'm married to that person. I'm married to that artist. I love that artist so much that I would do and give that artist anything on my time, my respect, anything my artist wants, my artist gets from me because I love that person so much. Just do that. Love yourself.
I love that. I love that, man. What has the term for our actors or artists is always the starving artist. Mm-hmm. And that part of our journey is real for many of us. So it's a time or a stretch where we get tested and, we get to a place where maybe the opportunities aren't coming in as frequent as we like. Maybe we have to be resourceful in terms of how we manage our finances in order to make rent. And have you ever gotten to a point where you've had to just sort of talk to your actor self and say, hey, we're not giving up? Or how did you get through those moments if you had them?
I really had to regroup. I had to do that. You have to do it several times in your life and reinvent yourself. You see, if either, you can be so happy or so busy or whatever. Am I on the path? Am I doing something? Am I doing something that makes myself happy? I was a receptionist at Saturday Night Live. I used to answer the phone for all of them, and Adam Sandler and Chris Farley and David Spade their checks every Friday. Don't mail them. They call up. We coming to get them. But that wasn't for me. I was at a loss. I was at a crossroads several times in my life. I went to college, and why am I sitting here answering the phone for you? I got into Saturday Night Live, but I answered the phone. I've never even been in the studio to see things show, and so I had to get out of there. And then I was really good on the phone and all of that. So next thing you know, I'm answering the phone for another company, and then working 9 to 5, and then we had a show that started at 8 o'clock with a 6 o'clock call. I'd run home, walk my dog, grab food on the way to the show, and then go do my show at 8 o'clock, rinse and repeat every day. And and that was good because I was in a show. But when I wasn't in a show, I get to start thinking, and I'm just like, I'm writing. You had to do something. I had to do something. So now I'm writing. I'm at my desk, and then I hear that they were about to do Dreamgirls in California. I was like, I have to quit. I said, what do you mean you have to quit? I said, I have to quit. I said, I'm going to go to California. I'm going to be in these Dreamgirls. She said, you know how ridiculous you sound? You got to give us 30 days notice. You can't just quit. I said, well, consider this my 30 days notice. I'm going to California. I'm going to be in this movie. And that was back in 2005. And I quit my job, and I went and stayed with a friend, and my friend, and I had no idea how I was going to get on the set of Dreamgirls. He said, I see about 200 black people downtown, all dressed like they are in the 50s and 60s. I said, they must be filming that Dreamgirls down there. I said, take me there. I just got online. I just got online. They were just like, what's your name? And they said, we don't have a voucher for you. And then she goes, give me a voucher. Wrote my name in, wrote somebody else's name out. And next thing you know, I was in there in the room with Beyonce and Eddie Murphy and all of them. And Jamie Foxx just won the Oscar. That's him right there. Beyonce is the most famous woman in the world today. That's her right there. That's Eddie Murphy. Yeah. And I'm in the room with
there you go.
Yeah,
and
man.
So the size of the part is not the issue.
I'm there. I'm on the film. You can pick up Dreamgirls right now. You got one little section where it's just me and Jamie, but it's just me and Jamie. And I'm in the movie forever and ever and ever. But with that, I mean, you can't stop. You know, I mean, it's just like, I mean, a lot of people get discouraged, they get sidetracked. You let other people discourage you. You let you get pregnant, you have children, you got bills to pay, you got something to pay. Remember what you wanted to do. Remember who you are. And I mean, and you can't live your life in decline. You got to just anything that was bad, you use that as a foundation to stand on, crush it to the ground.
Yeah.
Stand on that as a foundation, to boost you higher. Because I mean, there's always something. There's something, and if you're not feeling it, maybe y'all don't agree with this, maybe you do, go to church.
Speaking of church. Listen. I want everybody to see this before you go. Speaking of church, y'all check this out. Check it out.
Amen, amen. Now, church family, I know you tired, and we appreciate that 10%. But this Sunday, we're going to ask you to give just a little bit more. See, Sister Nancy here, who's been battling cancer for the past few years, well, she's drowning in medical bills.
And look at her. She looks like somebody that's going through chemo.
Well, what she really doing is getting that Gucci dress.
And so you will fulfill
this shouldn't work on Sundays.
Amen. And although we love us some thoughts and prayers, today is a beautiful day to not only open up your heart, but to also open up your wallets and dig deep in them pockets for Sister Nancy. Amen.
Bro.
Thank you, man. Go to church.
Yeah. And you play a recurring role?
Yeah, I'm the pastor and the day, but once again, man, this strike is messing everything up. That's Kerry Washington directed that episode, and she actually also cast me. I loved her, working with her so much. I'm in one of her TikTok videos too. She's doing TikTok videos on set. That A Reasonable Doubt is just, I mean, they've just moved to Atlanta. And so they're going to be shooting everything down there now. And so, but I assume, I mean, that's supposed to be inside First AME Church, that the church that Obama visited that did all of the, that almost got taken out in the riots and stuff. So it's quite a famous church in Los Angeles, though. But I mean, I'm not sure how they're going to handle their interiors and exteriors. I mean, if they're going to shoot, because a lot of times when they shoot something like that or they move it out of state, they shoot whatever they can shoot out of state, because I mean that show takes place heavily in Los Angeles. It's a Los Angeles show. So what they'll normally do is just come back and shoot a bunch of exteriors in Los Angeles to show that they're in Los Angeles. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, I mean, I did do multiple episodes of that already, which makes me a reoccurring guest star on the show. But they can call me back at any point in time, but then they can also replace me. I don't have a contract for that. We don't have contracts for that. This is why we're on strike, ladies and gentlemen, because they need to pay us, and they don't want to pay us no more. They used to pay us. Do not be fooled. We do not have money. Your actor friends don't have money. Not right now. I mean, and if they do pay you, I mean, they stretch it out over a long period of time. We're not getting our lump sum payments anymore. We're not getting our, oh my God, I booked something, I can buy a house money anymore. It used to be that way. I got a McDonald's commercial that's been running for over a year now, and they just renewed my McDonald's commercial. Wow. And that is a very, very, very big deal, and I am extremely grateful. But 20 years ago, I would have been able to buy a house with that money. Because it would have been that much money. But they've worded things very, very well, and now they really want to use us. They want to not use us, abuse us with AI. Like right now, they can literally, I mean, if they got a screenshot of me just sitting here talking and just from this interview alone, they can put any kind of clothes they want on me. They can put anything they want on me. And they got so many different emotions and facial gestures and everything that I've been going through. I could be starring in a whole Marvel movie and never, ever, ever step foot on set now that they got my image like this.
And what people need to know is, I mean, just to make it very plain, basically you could work for one scene or one episode. They could use your likeness and then put you in different productions without paying you. Again, they just regenerate your likeness.
And they put in the contract forever.
In perpetuity.
Forever. They can use this 50, 60, 70, 80 years from now. You know, they can
use your likeness but not pay you.
But it's not as simple as just filming me from here. You literally walk into this thing and it's called scanning you, and like 100 cameras take a picture of you all at once and goes up and down your body, video and everything, and you sitting there, whatever, and then you're like, thanks. And they were calling people in, booking us for 1 day work. Background actors, whatever else, booking you for 1 day work so they can come in, scan your likeness, and then they never call you back again. We don't need you no more. What the hell we need you for? I'm paying this guy, $600,000 a year to type you. I can make you do whatever I want to. Here's you in a porn. They can do that. They can do that. They can make you do whatever they want you to do, man. And it's just like, and this is why the studios are still fighting. Thank God for our president, Fran Drescher. Y'all may remember her from The Nanny.
The Nanny, yes.
And just like, she's a fighter. Y'all picked the wrong chick.
So listen, because I know that you're in town and you have a lot of preparation to do. So I want to sort of bring this whole thing to one or two final points. And this is gonna have to be a two-parter. We're gonna have to show this in two parts. So I want to definitely ask you about I know December is coming up, and that will be 1 year since the passing of your sister, Kelly. And I wanted to bring that up because many people lose their groove, when dealing with loss or tragedy or setbacks. How did you find your groove again, your zest for life? How did you get back in?
Well, what's even worse about my sister passing, she passed away on Christmas. Like we woke up, it was like in that evening, but I think they called it for like December 26th, but she wasn't responding all like the evening of Christmas. But 2013, which would be 10 years ago this Christmas, my mother had her heart attack on Christmas. And I had to fly here and deal with that was probably like the one. Nobody was ready for that. That's when I lost myself. And then they always say, mommy, you taught me everything in the world except how to live without you. You taught me everything in the world except how to deal with this. And then the family swinging in. This and that and everything else. And so, I went into a depression after that. And I just so happened to be doing, I got this good puppetry of the penis and I got all of that within that time frame and everything. But it was, I tell people too, I'm just like, don't be afraid of therapy. And if you got, if you got insurance, ask your doctor. Say, I just really need to talk to somebody. Sometimes you really just need to talk to somebody who's going to listen to you and then provide you with some tools to move forward, to help you slowly, pacefully move forward. You probably don't even understand you need therapy. If you're in your hair every day, if you're in frustration, if you only keep thinking bad thoughts and keep thinking, of the sad, my mother provided me with a lifetime of joy and happiness. But for some reason, at this point in time, I can only think of the tragedy, the sad times. And so, my therapist told me that you've got to replace these thoughts with good thoughts. When you have a sweating now. When you have a bad thought, or when you have something that's taking you down in that direction, stop yourself. If you need to verbalize it and say it out loud, say stop or stop, and replace it with a good thought. Replace it with a good thought, because you have them. They're there. A lot of the times we don't believe that, because of the way we're feeling, we don't believe that that I'm not allowed to have a good thought right now. I shouldn't be happy right now. I don't have any thought, and you got to get past that. And so, I'm just like, my sister just passed away this past Christmas, and she left behind 5 children. And I have been, very much telling them the same thing. I'm just like, I'm like, we buried her, not you. We didn't bury you. You mourn. Everybody mourns and grieves in their own way, but do not, please, for the love of God, let this define who you are right now. Even if, any tragedies that we've had in our lives, we can get over it. This too shall pass. A lot of the times it has already passed. We're the only one who's holding on to it. There's people who's just like, they want to keep posting pictures and taking themselves back in the tragedy and saying, oh, this was the day that, that this happened. Oh, let me feel bad that day. Me, I try and push past Christmas. If you see me on Christmas now, I'm roller skating on the beach. But that's what you gotta, you gotta pick yourself up. Nobody's gonna do it for you, and nobody can, just like that song that says, nobody can feel the rain against your skin. Nobody can. Nobody can. You have to do it for yourself. You got to be your own best friend.
The words to live by, man.
If it don't work, go to church. And I promise you, you will hear one thing that will help you that day. If you go to church, if you can sit there for an hour, and you don't hear one thing, then the problem is a lot deeper. Now I'm saying you take your butt to therapy. This problem's a lot deeper than that. But if you listen, like I promised Bill I would do, if you listen, you will hear one thing that can help you, and then you take that. And I like to go to church by myself. I don't want to be with nobody else. I came to God and Jesus, and that's what I came to see.
Amen.
Stay there.
Yeah. Amen. Man.
Amen.
So, love is a battlefield.
Love is a battlefield.
Love is a battlefield. Pat Benatar classic, but also the title of your autobiographical production, correct?
Yes.
Why was it important for you to tell your story?
I had no choice. I had no choice. And I got into I had something happen to me in college that would just completely change my life. I wrote Love is a Battlefield. I've also just rewritten, I rewrote The Breakfast Club for Black kids. Oh, was I supposed to? And I'm working on a series right now that I think is just like, including a lot of people on television that just aren't included. And it's just like, also seeing people on television really helps the process. Right now the trans community is getting, not even the trans community, that's one thing, but drag queens. And so I'm really hoping that I can help some of some severely defamed community members, by just putting them on television. It's like, they get up and brush their teeth and comb their hair and worry about crossing the street every single day, just like you do. Well, you're not any different. There's so much hate in this world, and there's been people who are hating. It's like, your hateful ass thinks that somebody is worse than you. You got a problem. So I just want to put I'm gonna share that on television.
Man, your journey is just beautiful, and it's vast, and it's layered. It's just everything, man. I want to put this up so that everybody knows how to connect with you. You have Love is a Battlefield, and you have the play, and we know that's a classic Pat Benatar joint, and this is the groove. That song is a groove.
Yeah.
But if to close out, if there were one or two other songs that, if anybody's, that you could add to your own soundtrack of Barry Brisco, and they just are special, or they denote some special part of your life, or you connect with them, or they do something for you, what would those one or two songs be?
First one would be And I'm Telling You I'm Not Going.
Well, which one? Jennifer Holiday?
It's sung by Jennifer Holiday. Ooh. Jennifer Hudson, I love you so much. She did a fantastic job. But Jennifer Holiday changed my life. I didn't know what I was watching. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't even know why I felt that way. But it changed my life, and then also it brought me to California. It's really always just been a foundation in my life. And I even got Effie tattooed on my arm right now.
Oh, wow! You went all in for Effie.
Oh man, Effie, we all got pain. And then just maybe God is trying to tell you something. Of the color purple. And if I need to go someplace, if I need to cry, and it's just so many different reasons why. I mean, but that song just gets under my skin, and it's just like, and it just seems like it's a celebration, and and then just like, it'll take me to the movie, and when she hugs her father, forgiveness, acceptance, family, struggle, all of it, and God is always trying to tell, not maybe. That, I think what they're saying there is just that when you going or something's going on or whatever, what? It's not maybe God is trying to tell you something. It's like maybe that's God trying to tell you something. Listen.
Yeah. Barry, man, thank you so much for being here on The Groove. We were supposed to do this last week. I was under the weather, and you made your schedule available for us to do it this week. I so appreciate that, man. I appreciate you. And listen, for everybody else out there, if this does not inspire you to find and follow the groove of your life, I just don't know what will. This is the epitome of being in the groove. You guys, I will see you all next week. Stay groovy, and please always remember to love one another. Peace.
Peace.
You're the one who makes me feel like I can fly. It's you. You're the one who lets me know that I'm that guy. You got me taking chances and falling